Okay, we're back, and today we are going to start actually to work on fruit flies and fruit fly labs. The scientific name of a fruit fly is Drosophila melanogaster. You saw that in the meiosis square dance video. So you have in your possession a Drosophila fruit fly background packet. I'm covering up some stuff because I don't want to confuse you. In the 20s, there was a scientist by the name of Thomas Hunt Morgan, and he had a fly lab at Columbia University. He was the fly guy. He is the father of fly genetics. Not to be confused with Mendel, who Mendel is the father of genetics, the monk. Flies, they were used as model organisms because they are small. They proliferate rapidly, which means they have lots of babies pretty quickly, about every 7 to 10 days. Inexpensive, easy to care for. They eat in nature things like rotting fruit and the alcohol from the fermentation of rotting fruit. In lab, we use media. So it's a blue material that is in the bottom of our little culture vials. It is sterile. It has nutrients in it. The flies will lay their eggs in the media. They would also lay it in rotting fruit. And then the fly will go through a life cycle. The lifespan of a fruit fly is approximately 1 month. So in adults, you have a male and female fly, mating happens, and fertilization is internal. So yes, there are female flies and male flies. The male flies have a penis, the female flies have a vagina, and they in fact will have internal fertilization. The female will then lay fertilized eggs into a food source or into the media, and she will lay about 20 eggs every 8 to 10 minutes, up to somewhere between 200 and 500 eggs as a possibility. These eggs, fertilized eggs, will then hatch and become what we call first instar larvae. You might commonly refer to them as a maggot. They're little worms, they're little eating machines. They will grow and grow and grow and grow, kind of like the hungry caterpillar here, becoming a second instar larva, still called a maggot, still eating and growing. Then they will form an egg case, or a pupa in this case. If this were a butterfly, it would be a chrysalis. So these are these somewhat hardened cocoons, maybe if you're talking about a caterpillar, and the creature will go through metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means a change. So this worm-like creature will change and hatch or emerge as a fly. So in other creatures, cocoons or chrysalis happens. It might, if it wasn't a fly larva, it would maybe hatch as a beetle or a butterfly or a moth. So in fruit flies, though, between 10 and 14 days to go through this whole process from fertilization to emerging of a fly. Continuing in this packet, mating behaviors. All animals have them. When we get back to school, I'll share a bunch of mating behaviors with you, but to expedite things here, male fruit flies are going to seek virgin fruit flies in a ritualistic behavior of dancing. So if you're familiar with bees, they do a waggle dance. Flies do a similar dance. They're actually trying to smell a virgin female so that they can mate. If no virgin females are available, they'll mate with any female fly that is available. Drosophila melanogaster is the genus species name of the fruit fly. Common name is the fruit fly. This translates roughly in Latin or Greek to black-bellied lover of dew. Don't forget, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. King Philip came over for good sex. The genus species name makes up the scientific name. If you are of the same species, you can have sex and mate and have offspring that are viable. So here basically is the breakdown of the fruit fly's hierarchy, going from largest to smallest. The genus species is the binomial nomenclature or scientific name of the fruit fly. Males and females are slightly different. We're going to look at this in picture form in the next video. Males tend to be smaller. They have a rounder abdomen, 3 dark bands, and the last one is dark and larger, and they have sex combs on their forelimbs. Females are larger in size with a pointed abdomen, 5 to 7 bands or stripes, lighter abdomens, and they do not have sex combs. When you utilize these at the collegiate level, you'll be looking at their chromosomes, which these are called polytene chromosomes because they're super large, they're huge. And And a fruit fly has 8 total chromosomes. 4 came from the mom, from the egg. 4 came from dad and the sperm. Put them together, and then is 2N, giving us 8 total chromosomes. Haploid plus haploid is diploid. When you are looking at the flies, we're going to be looking at different traits of the flies, and there's a type of fly called a wild type fly. It is dominant most of the time. This is your normal fruit fly. We use symbols here so we don't have to write out letters all the time, and a plus symbol, so this is not a T, it is a plus symbol, indicates a wild type trait. So wild type flies are black, gray in body color. They have red eyes. Their eyes are very large, and they have what is called a wild type wing. Again, we'll see it in pictures in a moment. Other types of flies can have different characteristics, different body colors, different eye colors, different forms of wings. You'll notice that some of them are in symbols, SE for sepia, one that we commonly use, VG for vestigial, one that we commonly use for wings. Some are capital letters indicating that this trait is actually dominant to the wild type trait. Use this as a reference page, and then we'll be back in a moment, and we're going to look at the actual packet that has fly images on it so that we can talk about the different traits that flies have.